Welcome back, YouTubers. This is Congrexes Prime coming at you with another State of Decay 2 Beginner's Guide to Completing Nightmare Zone, episode number 6, guys. And this one should be an interesting one because last time we left off, I kept talking to you guys about moving. I didn't get to do that in the last video, but in this one, we're gonna be able to do just that. We're gonna be able to move to the sheriff's slash police station, and we're gonna go ahead and play two different characters. One is very stealthy, which we're gonna talk about in this particular episode more in depth, and the other one is sort of stealthy, but I use her a little bit different. So yeah, this character right here is not the character we're gonna kick off the episode with. I didn't preset my character. I should do a better job of doing that before I log out and have the right character, ready to go for the following episode. But I'm not quite ready, so I have to go through my superb armory here that I have. I have so many weapons to choose from. I'm being sarcastic, guys. I don't have a whole lot. I have some decent weapons. I've been pretty fortunate in this community, and as you guys can see, I already have the 6 people that I need to move to any kind of medium-sized base. So officially, I am in the mid game. As officially as it's gonna be, we're in day 5 in the mid game, and what I'm gonna focus here on is getting these infestations out of the way because I told you guys that I don't like to have more than 4 infestations on the map. Once it gets to the 5 threshold, if you get attacked, you have a possibility of having a surge within the surge, is what I like to call it. Um, it the game doesn't advertise the surge, but it can happen. You could be at your base, next thing you know, you'll have multiple jugs, multiple pharaohs, all kinds of stuff show up. So keeping your infestations down below 4, I highly advise to do it. Me, that's the way I do it. Other people don't care about infestations, and that's cool. I'm just giving you guys the easier route of dealing with surges if you're interested in that. So I'm gonna go ahead and set up my crossbow here, and I believe I decide to go with a lighter loadout because that 10 crossbow repeating crossbow is good, but it can be heavy. And since I was planning on doing also a little bit of looting, a little bit of scouting, I think I end up taking this crossbow out eventually, or I might do it right now. I believe. I think I'm like, all right, you know what? Let me go a little lighter so that I can do just that. The other thing I'm looking for here are to check what kind of supplies I have. Do I have explosives? Do I have any mollies? How many do I have? And I don't have a whole bunch of stuff, as you guys can see, but I took care of the inventory right there and then, because I am gonna kill several plague hearts as well. We're trying to build influence to move. I believe we need 1,000 influence to move to the station, and here I am just checking. Yep, making sure I activate that buff. What that does is it increases the percentage of influence that you get. So if you're not constructing anything in your base and people are just idle, you're gonna make a little more noise by doing that, but it's worth the influence. And since we're grinding for influence, that's what that's what I activated that buff to go. So I believe I think she has a sheriff mission. I think this is what we're gonna go do, and we gotta, I think, solve a dispute. These missions kind of I'm not a fan of because they you don't get nothing for them except for a little bit of an influence, and then the choice that you make within the 2 enclaves, in all reality it doesn't matter. you know um, Even if the other enclave gets a little mad at you because you took the other enclave side, all you got to do is watch out for missions for them, and then you do some missions and you recoup the negative choice that you make from them. So it's not too detrimental to the game. And even if, let's say, the enclave gets mad at you altogether and they're like, hey, F you and the horse you rode on, you still when it comes to enclaves in this game, you don't have to engage them if you don't want to. I tend to engage them for fun, But in terms of like in-game mechanic, they don't come after you, which is I hope something they change in the next rendition of this game. I hope that they add um, enemy enclaves that actually do other things behind the scene, like maybe sabotage your vehicles. You know, for one thing, try to sabotage your base, attack your base. You know, let's say you're out looting like this. Next thing you know, one of their community members show up and try to fight you in the middle of a fight. You know, they're constantly basically, you know, being a nuisance. So then it forces you to go after them because you're like, yo, these guys are being a pain in the butt, or to call some kind of truce, a ceasefire, maybe trade with them, something, you know, have some kind of diplomatic meeting or something to, you know, try to make amends, or just go after them, kill them, whatever you want to do, you know. But having a better mechanic for enclaves, especially enemy enclaves, is something that I think the next rendition of this game should have. I don't know. Tell me, you guys, what you think about these enclaves. Do you guys think they're just kind of like a nuisance, or they're just, you know, kind of like a waste of space? In my opinion, if they become hostile for some reason, they're just a waste of space. That's all they are for me. Can you kill them? Sure. Should you? That's entirely up to you. You don't have to. After this next update, I think it's update 21 comes out. Um, they're supposed to nerf enclaves. They're supposed to make them a little less Supermanish, where they can, you know, one tap you from, you know, across the field like this. If I was about this distance away that I am from this house, I would probably, and if I'm peeking that window like that, like I'm doing right now, I'm dead. The enclave, it's over with. If they're active, I'm dead. So, you know, they're changing that in the next update, which, you know, I would assume it'll happen in the next week or two. You know, in the next few weeks, it should go down. When exactly, I don't know. And the lab hasn't received released a stream yet, stating when the update's going to come out. But I would assume that it would happen in the next 7 to 14 days after this video is posted. So here I am, guys, going into this super stealthy. You guys saw what I did when I got out of the vehicle, right? The vehicle, I got out, and I immediately went to the stealth position, and I walked out. I did aggro one or two zombies. I disposed of them. I went back to the stealth position. And what I'm trying to do here is I'm trying to isolate the screamer. You know, I'm trying to get the screamer out of the way, because when you attack these infestations, the biggest threat is actually a zombie that can detect you. Now, being that I am in the stealth position, there's the screamer. He's out of the way. Now, all I had to do is cherry pick. Now, there's two ways to do this here. You could drop a molly in there, or fuel bomb, and knock them all out really, really quick. Or you could do what I'm doing here and just completely miss every shot you take with the crossbow. But eventually, you know, you land a few, and you dispose of of the 4 or 5 zombies that are left. That's entirely up to you. Now, the reason I'm doing this is just to demonstrate um the power of stealth. I did make a video. Well, I won't say that it's a good video. I think it's, at very best, it gives out the information. I think I ended up making this video entirely too long. Maybe I should have made it just 5 minutes instead of 8 minutes. But I talk about 2 skills in this video. I talk about stealth, which we're doing right now, and we're talking about another skill called driving, which none of my community members in this particular community have driving. Um, so let's say stealth you can pick up. You know, stealth is just something one of your characters you can pick as a skill. Once you get your wit high up, then you have to pick between stealth and whatever other skill, scout. Uh, I think it's resourcefulness, and I can't remember the last one. I think it's like endurance or something like that, or discipline. One of the two. Um. Anyway, that's just off the top of my head, guys. So those skills you have nothing to worry about. But something like driving, it's a little hard to do. The only way you can really get driving is if you pick up a book from a special skill trade vendor, which only comes in the weekends. So Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, you know, you play the game and you hope that that special skill trade vendor comes out and that you have enough influence to do it. So those are the two things, the two stipulations. So here I am doing stealth takedowns. I figured there's some loot in this area, and I don't plan to come back here, so why not um, take care of this little area and set up a temporary outpost, loot this place up right here, and move on. So what I was really looking for here was food. And you're gonna say, Prime, what'd you come in here for food? Well, as you guys notice, I have no farm, right? Not even I can't build hydroponics. I don't have the electricity boom. I don't have a power plant, and I don't plan to get one. And I don't have any running water either. So, right now, I can't sustain the amount of people that I have. So, since I have 4 outposts right now, as of right now, um, I'm trying to get my hands on food so that I can sustain my community at least for a day or two more, so that it gives me enough time to build up the influence that we need to move. So these particular zombies are being kind of a pain in the butt here a little bit, um, but I'm just trying to clear this area up so I can make it into an outpost. In order to do that, I have to go up the stairs, and that way I can open up the last little dot that I need to have a little circle of antitrust here and be able to take this outpost. So I do just that, and I hate when I'm trying to jump down. See, like right there, I hate that. That's exactly what I wanted to do, but for some reason, sometimes my characters do that. They want to go back down the stairs. I'm like, yo, I don't want to waste the time going down the stairs like that. Just jump down, and so I'm just checking out the buffs here, and I ended up working on the gym again because I know that that's probably gonna be the last time I use that gym. Because by the time it's done, by the time I'm done doing these infestations, I should have enough to move. So I know that, and so I get the gym going for one last time. So I go around looting this area up, and it only has 2 containers. So that tells me that there's a high probability that what I came here for, which was food and bullets, are not going to be here. Now, I want you guys to pay attention to something here. I picked up the Molly, and uh, for some reason, I keep clicking on the bullets and the 22 rounds and taking them out of my inventory. And I go to the next area over here, which I didn't expect to have too much loot, but it didn't have but like 2 containers as well here in this one as well. So there's only one zombie. There's no reason to uh, move super stealthy here or super slow. There's also, as you guys noticed, there was a circle of trust, and I wanted to to loot fast and get moving here. So that's what I tend to do, guys. If there's not a lot of danger in the area, then I move fast. Now, I know that I was looking for, there's a zombie or something, probably, oh, I heard something. And I went into a stealth position, but as you guys can see, I'm within this circle of trust. No zombies should spawn in here, but they can walk in from the outside of the circle. Don't get it twisted. It's not like you have a shield against the zombies. At this point, I go ahead and start working on that as well. You go to workshop. Anytime you pick those spare part things, again, you have nothing going on in your base. You're not building something. You're not trying to do something in your base, and you have the manpower to do it. Recommend you knock that out. That way, you got 50 parts, basically in the bank. So that you can use at your disposal to fix a weapon or whatever you need it for. Sometimes you craft different grenades and stuff, and you're gonna need spare parts. So I've been talking about spare parts. Now I remember when I first started playing Nightmare Zone last year. I remember I used to struggle with spare parts, and Undead Labs has alleviated a little bit of that now, where weapons can give you uh, more parts than they used to in the past. So that's good, although it costs more to fix them. But in my experience, as long as you pick up everything that you that you can get your hands on, you won't run into a problem where you will be struggling for parts like you used to back in the old days, the old nightmare zones, where like seriously, I struggle with parts. Like I had to make some really tough choices. In fact, I barely used weapons in the old nightmare zone, like guns initially, because I just couldn't figure out a way to sustain my parts. And what I found out, one of the best ways to do it in State of Decay 2 now is to pick up every melee weapon, every weapon you run into. Even if you don't like the weapon, pick it up. And then when you get home, you go to your inventory and you dispose of it. And by salvaging it, you get parts. That's, to me, it's one of the most effective ways to get parts when you have no power. Um, and you can't run a CNC machine. When you can run a CNC machine, then it's a lot easier to get 90 parts, you know. And that's when you really stop struggling in this game, is when you have power, and if it's not from a generator, from the actual boon, the builder boon, then the game, I think, in my opinion, becomes a lot more manageable. So here I am doing stealth takedowns. Now that I maximized my stealth, as you guys saw it happen, I believe when I was looting, I maximized my stealth between looting and killing on the way in. This particular little area, it's when I maximize my stealth. So what I'm doing here is just uh, seeing what I have to go next, which is those three infestations that are across the way. Now you guys notice something here. See that the zombies didn't react to my car until I started moving. And if you have high enough stealth and you start from the crouch position before you go into the car, the zombies hesitate a little bit in jumping on your car. I'm not sure if you guys are aware of that, but just in case you weren't, if you are, you know, around an area there's a lot of zombies and you don't have the resources to fight them, and you don't, when you want to give yourself enough time to jump in the car without the zombies attacking you, make sure that if you're in the stealth position, stay in the stealth position, get into your car. It's going to give you that extra second that you need to get the car rolling before the zombies react to you. So that's another benefit of having stealth. So this little area right here, it's going to get interesting, guys, because um, this is going to be what I call doing things right and doing things wrong at the same time. So I'm gonna try to use stealth here to the best of my abilities, and the game right here kind of lies. It tells me, well, no, it didn't lie. It's actually, there's actually three screamers. Well, it is lying. I'm gonna tell you why. Because it says there's three screamers here, but when in reality there was four. See, there's another screamer that's screaming um, on the other side of the house. So that does happen in this game where I don't know if it's just a glitch and the counter of the place. I decided to go the easy way because I know I'm gonna have to deal with a lot of zombies, and the easier way was to do that. Now, if you guys also notice, I took off the repeating crossbow and I went with the light crossbow. That's just personal preference. I like to stay light, you know, so I can take full advantage of marathon, even if I pick up some loot. Um, I want to take full advantage of the marathon. Now, I made a huge mistake here, and I'm not going to talk about the mistake until it unfolds here. I just want to give you guys a preamble that I made a huge mistake. I don't know if you guys noticed what I did when I switched out this crossbow, but you will find out here in a second because I will let you know here. It'll happen sooner than later. So look how powerful stealth is, guys. It's pretty powerful. There's tons of zombies here. I can just run around, execute everything. Nothing's reacting to what I'm doing, which is perfect. You know, um, you you can use stealth. You know, especially at nighttime, guys. Stealth is so important, especially if you don't. You know, if you want time to set up and survey the area, like I'm doing right here, and you can just go one at a time. Boom, take all the zombies out, and you know what? There's absolutely no danger to me right now. None. I just cleared out, what, 6, 7, 8 zombies there without even getting a reaction. So I still have a few zombies left in this vicinity to, call this place done, this infestation done. And I decided, why waste a crossbow bolt? Let me go ahead and take this dude down. And then I believe the last dude is sitting over here being cute. And since it's one zombie, boom, that's it. That should do that infestation. So we're looking pretty good at infestations now. Unfortunately, there was nothing to loot here, um, which kind of like I was hoping there was the opportunity for me to loot this area because normally you get some good stuff from these barns and these little sheds and stuff. Normally you get some good mods. At least I have in the past. So not being able to loot that one kind of broke my heart. So anyway, we're going to continue looking for screamers now. We only have, according to the actual little display there, is telling me that I have one screamer, so I have to find the screamer. And that's what I'm doing right here. I'm just going around seeing if I can get eyes on the screamer, because once you take the screamer out, then the infestation becomes easier. Now, look, guys, I'm in the stealth position. Pharaoh is not reacting to me. See that? If I didn't have stealth, this Pharaoh would have been all over my butt. Now he sees me now. I get a little cocky, and I take the shot with a crossbow. So, have I not been in the stealth position there, um, that Pharaoh kind of spawned up in front of me. I don't know if you guys noticed that. It wasn't like the Pharaoh was chilling there. It just popped in. But because it popped in and I was in the stealth position, it didn't react to me until after I shot him. Oh, I attempted to shoot him in the butt and missed. So that's why stealth again is a really, 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 really strong stat. And if you're struggling with Nightmare Zone, playing a stealthy character with some marathon, and it doesn't matter what you use for melee. If you like swords, use swords. If you like close quarter combat, use close quarter combat. If you like blunt weapons, use blunt weapon. It doesn't matter. This character has blunt weapon itself, so in all reality, it doesn't matter. Like you know, some like blunt weapons, some like swords, some like close quarter. At the end of the day, be honest, you guys. Whatever you use for melee, it doesn't change the game whatsoever in the sense that one stat is stronger than the other. I think it's at this point a special preference. Now, for shooting, I would say the strongest out of the four is going to be Gunslinger, and I said this in the last video. It's because of that rapid reload. If I had Gunslinger here, which I kind of messed up there. I don't know if you guys saw that. Uh, I was trying to stealth kill him, and for some reason, I guess the zombie at the last second kind of turned a little bit too, too forward on me, and I missed my grab, and of course I alerted the zombie. So now this becomes a hassle. Um, so yeah, we pretty much took care of that infestation. I came up here to see if this house was looted. It wasn't. I want to kind of loot the house, but I kind of want to finish these infestations. And I noticed that I have enough influence not to move, so I want to move. And so I had to make a choice here. Do I? Ooh, see that herd kind of expedited what I want to do here. So, can I fight the herd and win? Sure. Do I want to? The answer is probably if you want to be smart, no. Again, I'm not kitted to fight that big herd. Can I do it? Probably. Is it gonna cause me to get infected? Probably. So then you start weighing your options. If you're playing to win Nightmare Zone, and this is what we're trying to, instill here in you guys. If you're watching this, it's because you haven't completed Nightmare Zone, then you want to try to play it. You try to play to win the game, and if you're gonna play to win the game, then you have to make smart choices. But even if you make all the right choices in this game, and this is what I tell you guys, that I do everything right and everything wrong at the same time. Even if you make all the right choices in the world, there is that chance something bad's gonna happen, and it's just the way the game is. So I dropped the flare, which is an effective way to gather all the zombies, and that zombie just, appears behind me, which is fine. I heard him this time, so I can react. So you gather up all the zombies like that by using a flare. Sometimes flares are better because they don't make a whole lot of noise, and I drop in a nice little molly in there, and I'll take care of most of the zombies. And now it just becomes a little easier, right? So, but you guys saw that. Now I have 3 screamers here. So the problem what I just did there was that I didn't pay attention to how many screamers were actually here. I didn't scout the area. And by the way, I want this truck. Me and this truck are gonna have some mixed words in the future. So what I'm trying to do here is get all the zombies out of the house so I can manage the screamers. So that's what I'm doing there. And I want to also turn the screamers around so they're facing the flare, so I can try to uh, sneak. But the minute you attack a screamer, they're all connected. See, so now both of the screamers go off, and all the zombies that are supposed to be outside with my flare didn't go outside. So again, these are little nuanced mistakes that I make here. And now this screamer pops a second time. Now, where am I running out the window? Guess what? There's pharaohs, and I know I heard multiple pharaohs. Now, there's some choices I can make here. One, I can hide on top of that truck and try to fight them that way, or I can do what I'm doing here, which is using fences, going back and forth, going back and forth. And I'm trying to switch to my gun, and I can't do it. So what are you not supposed to do with pharaohs? This is what you're not supposed to do with pharaohs. You're not supposed to give them your back, like I'm doing right there. You wanna set it up so you only waste 1 dodge. So there you go. I did it right there. See how I turned right at them and I dodged once and I was able to dodge both of them. So what I'm trying to do here is trying to run a circuit, but at the same time try to give myself time because I need to get in my inventory and pull my. There we go. Because all I get is 1 shot with the crossbow, and I can only dodge so much before they're gonna get lucky and get me. So I'm trying to get spacing. See how I keep dodging towards them, and I need to eliminate one of them. Okay, now this is a little bit more manageable, and I keep missing some easy shots here, but it is what it is. You got all these zombies jumping on you as well. So now I have um, all these zombies reverberating. So what are we gonna do? We're gonna run the circuit, right, guys? That's what I've been preaching. So that's what I'm doing. I'm extending. I'm gonna start writing a circuit, and I noticed something. I noticed that I didn't bring my 22 ammo, so all I had was 11 shots to deal with those 2 pharaohs. I got lucky that I didn't muffed it, But even if you take 1 pharaoh out or 2 pharaohs out of the 3, and you got to deal with them with a crossbow, it's a little more manageable. I'm not saying it's easier, in the sense that it can be done, but it's not an impossibility to do at this point. So I kind of got away with it there, and I got to make a choice. Here, the choice is go back there. There's a possibility of another pharaoh being over there because I only fought 2. Normally, there's a pack of 3. So there might be another pharaoh stuck in that house somewhere, which, if I had some more bullets or if I had more crossbow bolts, I would be more inclined to do it. But being that my resources are low, I have enough influence, this character is probably going to get tired, and it's probably the smart move to just pack my bags here and go move, which is, what I think I end up doing here. I end up just, throwing it, folding. Sometimes folding, guys, is the smartest move to do. I could push that issue, and I know there's a herd. I remember there was a herd that was going down the road, so I may have to deal with that herd as well. So again, I don't have the equipment, I don't have the resources to push the issue. Why push the issue, right? We're playing to win the game. We got to make smart choices. I made a couple boneheaded moves in that particular engagement. Um, I could have really put myself in a bigger bind than that. The game wasn't trying to be nice as well. So a combination of making bad choices and the game not being good to you, and trying to kill you because that's what it tries to do all the time. And if you fall for it, then or you push a bad issue, you know, that will happen. So here, I should have went to an outpost before coming to this base. Being that I only have a few crossbow bolts and like 2 bullets, you know, on my gun, I this a smart prime would have went to an outpost and gotten restocked before doing what I'm about to do. This is another bonehead move, in my opinion, but I have to make mistakes in order to show you guys, you know, what you shouldn't do, right? Because I can do everything 100% right, and I show you that I make mistakes, and I feel that that doesn't get the point across sometimes. Sometimes showing you the mistakes that you make. So what happened here is I came up with the car, I parked it, which is a big no-no. Park the car away from the base, so you don't attract that many zombies to the base. You attract them to the car. So I should have parked the car about 100 meters away from this base. That's mistake number one. Mistake number two is coming in here with absolutely no resources. You know, I got a flare, a couple crossbow bolts, and 2 bullets on my 22. Not entirely uh, a good thing to do. The third bad thing I've done here so far is sticking around. Like this right here is it's called being super cocky. You know, and cockiness in this game uh, is not a good thing. Cockiness will get you in trouble. Letting your ego stroking your ego in this game is not a good idea. So this game is very unforgiving at times, you know. So what I'm looking for here is, there you go. This zombie detected me somehow, which kind of sucks, but it's okay. Now, um, I was able to kill him, go back to the stealth position, reset, and I am looking for the other zombies. Now, what I want to do here, guys, is get an angle to see which direction they're facing. And I think what I see here is that they're all facing B. So I could sit here and waste crossbow bolts, which I don't have too many of them as is, and and kill these guys. But you see what they're doing here? I start missing a lot too. So see how the zombies, they're gathering up in that little corner. So I'm like, all right, you guys are not being polite. So what I should have done here is actually stop shooting, right? Let the zombies, which I think I end up doing it right here because the zombies will keep pouring in. So this one gives me an easy kill. I'm gonna take that shot like that, and still kill. I'm gonna go around the back, take care of all the little surrounding zombies that I can quickly. And now that they're not facing me per se, I can take care of him. Take care of this guy because they're facing the right direction now. And then now, you know, I only have 1 or 2 zombies to deal with. Now this is an easy kill right here with a crossbow, but I don't take it, I believe. Oh no, I ended up taking it. Zombie turns around, it's okay. And boom. And now I'm pretty much free and clear of zombies in this area. So um that's kind of like, you know, explaining to you guys some bonehead moves, what to do, what not to do. You know, and kind of powering through the game. When you're comfortable enough in this game where in your ability to play, then you can push the envelope of the game and be successful. But the right move would have been park my car 100 meters away from the base somewhere, leaving it there. The zombies would have been attracted to the car, not the base. Base would have been a lot easier to take, and you know, I wouldn't have to put myself in any danger. So why do I want that? This base, you guys see that? I can craft bullets in this base, and it is the only base that you can craft smoke grenades and stun grenades. So I don't believe smoke grenades are a craftable item that you can make in any base whatsoever. I don't know for sure because it's been a minute since I've looked at the Warlords facility, which I don't make because I, you know, in the community that I have going, my forever community, I have all the bullet presses and stuff, so I don't necessarily build a warlord facility. I ended up putting that medical tent up, the medical facility for sheriff, which is really nice, and I start upgrading the beds. But the most important part here is the actual They have presses here where you can make 9mm, 45, and 22s, and smoke grenades and stun grenades. So, early in game when you can't craft bullets, this is what I call a life-saving base here. So, um, now that I can make 45 bullets or 9mm bullets, I can use a little better caliber weapon. Um, which I believe here I'm gonna pick up a 9mm and just gain a pound or so of weight, but at the end have a little bit more stopping power and a little bit more bullets in my magazine, which is not a bad thing. So since I'm able to craft 9mm bullets now, the game is gonna speed up for me, and I can play a little bit more to my style of playing, which is uh, running and gunning, as I like to say. So you guys are gonna see how I speed up now. So now I'm kind of like at a point in the game where all I need to do is make sure that I have enough food, enough resources to upgrade my base, enough food to sustain my base, and have the materials I need to finish off these plague hearts. So that's where we are now in the game, guys. I am officially what I like to call mid-game, day 5. So if you guys notice, I actually put a big backpack on because when it's time to loot, it's time to loot. You want to maximize the space that inventory space that you can have. And now I know that marathon's not going to be my concern in terms of fighting. I'm not looking to do combat, so I'm looking to loot as quickly as possible. I know this character is gonna get tired, so I'm trying to get maximize my usage of her right now. So I know that there's a plague heart to my left here because I saw the smoke when I drove the car over here. And then I think when I went around the back, if you guys paid attention, there was a little bit of smoke, red smoke coming from the backside. So although it's not in my map, I am aware that there are two plague hearts close to my base. Now, um, what'll happen is if you don't have a base that has a tower, it has a tower built in, which is awesome. Um, it can become a problem to have plague hearts near your base because plague hearts have a tendency of spawning up mobs or blob of red zombies, and your base makes noise, so it attracts to them, and you're constantly being kind of like mini sieged all the time. So you want to try to get rid of. See the smoke right there? I can see it from a distance, so I know that I do have a plague heart. So I'm like, okay, let's gear up to take out this plague heart. What I call it faster. I saw that I had some munitions in my inventory, so I'm like, all right, well, let's take the munitions with me. I believe I had a Willie Pete grenade and several grenades, so I'm gonna take several grenades and a Willie Pete. And when you use a Willie Pete, if you want to do an efficient Willie Pete kill, right? A Willie Pete grenade will kill 2 phases of the heart. So normally it takes 3 phases to kill a heart, right? A Willie Pete's gonna take care, if you land it just right, 2 phases of the heart. So what I normally do is I beat the heart up with either a blunt weapon by kicking it or whatever melee weapon I have. It doesn't matter what it is until it plumes. It does its first phase. And when that happens, then I drop my Willie Pete in there. And in a matter of, seconds, the Willie Pete, the white phosphorus grenade, is going to take care of the plague heart. So that's my valid target, tactic, not target. I'm sorry, guys, on taking out a plague heart with a Willie Pete grenade efficiently. Now you could just throw 2 Willie Petes in there and it'll get the job done, but then you're wasting it because the Willie Pete can kill about 70% of the plague heart's hit points. So if you kill the first 30% with melee weapon, then the rest should be easy peasy. So again, I'm trying to find food because again, guys, I have a lot of people in my facility right now in my base, and I'm trying to mitigate them eating. And being that there's 6 of them, 6 times 1.5, you do the math. That's how much food I'm consuming right now in my base, and I'm trying to mitigate that. So if I can find a couple of rucksacks of food, then I can stay ahead until I can formulate the supplies to build a farm, which is what the next thing I'm gonna do as well is build a farm. And my next big slot that I have in this base. So as you guys can notice, my blue bar right now is blinking with Z's. That means that my character is effectively tired, or so it's time to shift characters, and that's what I'm about to do here. I'm gonna make the decision now to offload her stuff and pick up another character to do this actual plague heart attack. So when you do something like this, you want to make sure that your character is equipped with a melee weapon and some kind of ranged weapon. Rather it's a pistol or a shotgun or whatever, it doesn't matter. They're as long as they have some kind of ranged weapon, then they're gonna be okay. The higher the caliber, obviously, the better. But some or a ranged weapon of any type, any shape or size is better than no ranged weapon whatsoever equipped. So we're back with our favorite character here, or at least in this playthrough for me. We picked her up, and we're gonna go ahead and load her out to attack this plague heart. So exactly the same weapons that I had initially put on that other character, I'm putting on this one. And since we're gonna fight for real now, we're not gonna loot anything. As you guys can see, I repaired everything, and I'm upgrading my workshop to level 2 so I can make repair kits for my vehicles. That's important since my medical facility is almost done as well. So everything's looking good. If you have extra plague cures in your bank, you could attack this plague heart without having a medical facility and not run too much of a risk with your character. But if you want to be smart about it, the way you should do it is you should always have a medical facility on standby before you attempt to plague heart. Because if, let's say, you mess up or you get hit with the plague, then you have no salvation for that character. But right now, I feel confident that I can pull this off, and if I get in any kind of trouble, it's going to be built. Now, you guys notice I set up an outpost directly across from this plague heart. What that does is it blankets the plague heart, and it prevents zombies from spawning in the plague heart. That's what's supposed to happen. So, in a sense, you want to try to blanket as many plague hearts as you can, so that that plague heart attack itself is a little bit easier. I'm not guaranteeing you that no zombies are going to show up, but what I'm going to guarantee is that you're going to have a little extra time. See, like you notice it, like I'm not getting swarmed by zombies right now, so I dropped the Willie Pete. We got to phase 1. Willie Pete pops off. I go outside because it's better to fight outside than inside. Willie Pete is doing his work, and it should pop. Boom. That's it. Plague heart destroyed. So that's pretty much in a nutshell the easy way to do a plague heart. If you can throw a blanket by setting up an outpost near your plague heart, then it's going to make that plague heart a little bit easier to deal with. So right now I picked up a medical rucksack, which is awesome, and I'm going to start looting a little bit here. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop everything I can drop on the actual outpost across the street. Zombie shows up, not a problem for this character. And then I'm going to take the ruck back to the base across the street as well. And we're one step closer to getting into the end game part of this. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to take the ruck back to the house real quick. I believe I'll go down to the stealth position because I want to start building that farm. The whole point of this build that I'm doing on this base is to prevent the base from so I'm gonna put the sanitized station on there as well, so that I have a boosted recovery from the plague, blood plague bar. So when your characters are sitting idle, if you have that sanitation machine, you put it on, it takes 30% more blood plague bar away than normal. So if it would have taken you 20 minutes to get your character completely unplagued, now you 30% cheaper. It'll take a little less. It'll take 12 minutes or 14 minutes to do it instead of the 20 minutes. So that's just a rough estimate in time. It's not 100% accurate, I know, guys. I don't have a calculator in front of me. So once I do that, I want to go back and loot that area because there's still a couple little spots, and I know there's another ruck that I can pick up, and a possibility also as well picking up some books, which I'm still looking for an agriculture book. I have characters with open slots to build agriculture, and without agriculture, I'm not going to get the full-fledged power of that slot with the farm in it. So I'm praying that I can get my hands on an agriculture book. So that's gonna be the killer here. It's not having that. So I think what I'll do here is I'll put the big backpack here from this facility on, and then I'll run over and offload all this stuff. And I could have set up an outpost here if I wanted to, but I mean it's just across the street. It's not a big deal. Um, I'm just gonna go ahead and offload everything right here. And I believe I like that pistol that I have that I just picked up better than the one that I have now. It has extra rounds, and it's all about having extra rounds at the end of the day, guys. So here we go. I'm switching out the guns. I'm gonna probably repair it, take all the bullets out of the other gun, and stay with a stack of 30 bullets on me. And I got 26 on the pistol. This is like an ideal weapon for me right now because um, you could the more bullets you have, the better. The more power you have, the better. So just always remember that. As long as you can stay within your limit of, in my case, staying within light conditions, then I'm gonna carry as many bullets as I can to mitigate any kind of bad situation. Because at the end of the day, what's gonna kill you is running out of resources. Oh, I kind of messed up there. I thought this character was fully stealthed, and she's not. And I made some noise, but being that I just killed the plague heart and we're surrounded by circles of trust and a big circle of trust from the outpost, I got away with it then. Picked up a chemistry book there. That's a good book, but I was praying to get an agricultural book, so we're still kind of lacking in that department for now. So I'm gonna go in here and give this another look because I saw there was one more container left in here that I missed, and we're gonna see what's in here. And once we do that, some empty bottles, sure, we'll pick it up. It's good to craft medical supplies with that stuff. So what I'll go to the outpost here and get rid of all my weight except for the rock. See, because I'm in red conditions, you see that? So you try to minimize that as much as you can. Get within the yellow, which is to me acceptable when I'm looting, but not when I'm doing combat. So um, I'm gonna go ahead and switch my backpack over to a light backpack, I believe, and then I'm gonna run over to the house, drop this rug, and we're gonna press the other heart that I know that's behind my base. So that's what I'm formulating a plan to do right now. Again, you don't see it in the map, but you can see it visually. So I'm looking to see what kind of missions we have, see if there's any of them that are worth it. And since I don't need any survivors, helping survivors like that, it's not my priority. I already have 6, and in all reality, I'm contemplating dropping one of these 6 and just staying with 5 and beating the game with 5. It's just easier to manage the food when you don't have that many mouths to feed. You know what I mean? So considering that you technically only need 3 characters in this game, uh, having 12 is a little overkill. You know what I mean? Being that I don't have power, um, it becomes a struggle to maintain more than 6 characters. So that's a lot of problems people run into playing this game is recruiting. You guys saw that I salvaged some weapons there that I didn't need to get parts. What I notice with people in this game, whenever I see them play, is that they get themselves in a bind because they overextend themselves. And what I mean by that is that you have way too many characters in your facility and not enough resources coming in to mitigate the losses. And eventually you run into like a resource lock, and then you're stuck. Either stuck or people get upset and leave, and it becomes a struggle. So maintaining a smaller community, I highly advise it. In all reality, you shouldn't have more than 6 people, unless your goal is to get the biggest base in the map. And in my case, this map, the biggest base in it, I'm not a fan of. Whitney Fields is not, to me, one of those really super duper bases that I want to be in. So Having 5 or 6 people, I'm totally okay with it. I'm totally okay with this base right here. I don't need to push any further in terms of having to worry about another base. So I'm gonna put the fertilizer bag on there. And right now the water cooler would have probably been more effective. If I would have put the water cooler there, I would have probably doubled my income of of food by just putting the water cooler and then hitting the water cooler and making that facility, have water. You will get more out of it. But since I don't have a water cooler, that's kind of crazy, but I don't. Um, I was just going over my stats there, making sure I, see what kind of shooting I had. And I forgot that on the last episode I switched her from I believe she was a assault, and I switched her to gunslinging, which was kind of a mistake. I wanted my other character, the sheriff, the one that's in charge right now, to have gunslinger. So, my sheriff doesn't have gunslinger. I may be switching legacies. I may be switching to her. She might be the character that I beat the game with, is warlord, which is another fun one to do. Legacy wise, but I don't know. I might stick with the sheriff and just beat the game with her and show you guys that legacy, because that's the legacy I told you guys I was going to do initially. So, but um, being that the sheriff doesn't have gunslinger, it's not an impossible task to do, but it's definitely way easier to do it with when you have faster reload speed and the ability to snap aim if you need it. Um, so yeah, I'm just trying to find how the direction the zombies are facing. So they were facing the other direction when I opened the door. So what do? You just switch directions on them, use your stuff ability, and get them from behind. So as you guys can see, we're officially in day 5. Um, transitioning to day 6, and we're in good shape right now, guys. To be honest with you, we're moving right on time. Everything's going by the numbers right now. You should be in your second base by day 5, day 6, day 7 the latest. And now we can start chopping away at these play cards. So again, getting down to getting that first phase over with. I don't like to fight indoors. You guys always see me jump outside and get a little bit of separation on these zombies. And here I'm just doing a little kiting. And I got it to the first base. So I'm going to hit it with a grenade and take care of a couple of zombies that are in the way, and then drop another grenade, and that one should do it. Yep, there it is. Perfect. So this is a faster way of killing plague hearts. I mean, obviously, if you got the supplies to do it, you can push your heart faster, but you can, don't feel that because you don't have grenades or you don't have ammo, you cannot kill the plague heart. You sure can. It's just a little bit more grindier. It takes longer, and it is what it is at that point. It's a personal choice at that point. If you just want to get the resources, take an extra day or two, gather up resources, and then attack a plague heart, sure, you can do that with it. I'm just showing you guys different options to kill plague hearts that doesn't require you to shoot it. Right now we did the grenade, the loud and dumb approach, as I like to call it, and I dropped some grenades in there and showed you guys that you can do it that way. Maybe on the next episode I may show you guys, I might call it rapid fire, and go in there with the elite eternal guard, knock out a couple of plague hearts really quick with that thing as well. I might be doing that, and that way we could show you guys that version of killing plague hearts. I know that I'm running out of plague hearts. I think I've done, I want to say 6 or 8 plague hearts. I'm not 100% sure. I know I've killed quite a bit of them. I know I'm at the halfway mark right now. So I think yeah, we're gonna get a siege here. I believe this is what's going on here. So we're gonna fight the siege off, and it's gonna be a decent siege. It won't be a small one. So I kill the bloater at a distance. The rest of these guys I'll handle up close. And that's the way I do it. I like to kill the bloaters away from my base if I can, I can afford to do that, I will. They're kind of a nuisance, and taking care of them at range is the best. So I love it when the zombies fall on their face like that. It makes killing them easy. I'm gonna sit back here because my guys up top can take care of the front part of this place pretty good. The only exposed area in this base is the back, and so that's why I'm sitting in the back of the base. I think I'll end up coming to the front here to show you like how effective my team is, of killing the zombies on the front side of the police station. Again, this is this is one of those bases I enjoy using because you have the ability to make bullets. You know, it's just it's golden. Especially if you can't find a weapon press early. Now, let's say I was playing this game and I looted a weapon press and it was the handgun ammo, which is the best one, initially to get. Then I wouldn't be worrying about the police station. Then I would be switching and going to a different base. But being that I still hadn't found a single weapon press or a vendor with a weapon press, then I'm kind of in the position now that I kind of don't have a choice. I have to go here. So if the game's going to run stingy on you, you pick the best base to suit whatever the game is throwing at you. So I know there's some containers here to loot, and there's still a little bit of the heart to loot in there as well. So I came back with this character to do just that, and pick up all this loot, get it out of the way, and that's what I'm gonna do right now. Is just finish looting this area up. Hoping to get a nice mod out of these containers, but I don't think I do. I think I get a bunch of caca there, and I'll finish looting this heart and looting this area up. And I believe there's only like 2 containers left. So I think that's what I end up doing here. I end up seeing that claw hammer's there, and I'm like, well, let me make sure that I come back for this stuff. And that little pistol, yeah. So I still have one more container left. You see that? So instead of like looting it and making this facility dark, which is gonna lie to me and tell me that there's nothing there to loot, I left that one container open. I'm gonna go off, load my bag, and then come right back and pick that loot up, because even if I don't immediately need that little 22, I can salvage it and make spare parts out of it. So that's the main reason why. So if you guys notice, I'm not carrying any more bullets because I have my favorite gun in the game, the Vector, with 51 rounds in it. And since all I'm doing is looting, then there's no reason to actually I switched the Vector to the smaller pistol for a lighter weapon. So even if I pick this stuff up on the way home and I run into 3 pharaohs, I'm not gonna worry about having to drop stuff out of my inventory to fight. So I think that's what I decided to do here. At nighttime, I tend to take I err on the side of caution, because anything can happen in Nightmare Zone at nighttime, and I'm talking about anything. So instead of being out there not prepared for a fight, I always make sure I have a good weapon and make sure that I'm staying within light conditions, or as light as I can be with loot, as well. So yeah, after I looted this whole area up, I know that this whole backside is pretty much looted, and there's no plague hearts in front of me. There's no plague hearts to the side of me. So now I just have to make sure that this whole area is looted really well, which I know there's a feed store or something across the street, and I'm gonna show you guys a basic tactic that I think anybody that's played this game a couple times know. If you have a tower in your base, you have kind of like a security blanket. Now, I remember back in the day when this game first came out, um, towers weren't this good, they weren't. But in this case, they are. So what I think I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna go check out this feed store, and but before I do that, I want to fix my vehicle and have it ready for the next episode. I believe this is what I'm trying to do here. and I'm gonna go ahead and fuel it up and repair it so the vehicle is ready to go. And that's one good thing about having a mechanic is that you can do just that. You guys saw me craft the automobile repair kit, and now I'm gonna head over to the feed store, and I think I hear like pharaohs, or I hear something because I yeah immediately go into the crouch position. I know there's something I missed here. Um, so I go to the coffee store first, and I'm gonna loot this area up because I'm all about looting the perimeter, making sure my perimeter is all looted, especially at nighttime where I can loot the perimeter, and if I get into a bind or something crazy happens, I can always run back to base and reset. You know what I mean? Use my NPCs. So yeah, there's definitely a pharaoh coming at me. Boom, easy. That's an easy one right there, guys. Um, when they run at you like that, that's the ideal position for you to strike is when they're running at you like that, and you know they're coming. You can set up for it. Is an easy shot. I believe I'm like, all right, well, some of these zombies were alerted to my shot, even though I had a suppressed weapon, and I believe they they're gonna come at me. But because of my tower, see what I'm talking about, guys? Look how good it is to just maybe only fight one zombie out of this herd of like 8 or 9. So I end up running back to the base over here because I think that the extra pharaohs are coming, and at least that's what my gut is telling me. And I hear them. Yep, there it is. Boom and boom, easy. So now that I got a pistol, another pharaoh. Now that I got a pistol, things changes, guys. It's not. I'm not even concerned with zombies anymore. So it especially having a decent pistol, let alone this Vector's nice. It's 45. It's a decent caliber. And the most important part about this 45 is that it's a decent caliber, and I can craft bullets because of this facility. Now there's an old school banana boat car there. I know I have somebody that I'm cool with. That's probably likes the fact that that car is there, and I'm probably gonna end up moving that car, putting some gas and moving it, and using it as inventory space because that's what I do with a lot of cars in this game is just use them to hold rough sacks. And I'm gonna go ahead and loot the feed store like I told you guys I was gonna do, looking for that, exactly that, perfect. So staying ahead of food and staying ahead of decreasing supplies because right now food is the one supply that I'm going through like water on a daily basis here. I need to make sure that I stay ahead of that because I don't want to run into a situation that I cannot um, be able to handle. So that's basically the main reason I came in this direction. I was hoping the coffee store would give me some coffee, and it didn't. And the feed store gave me the actual food rock, which is cool. We're gonna take that back to the house, guys, and basically set up for the next episode. Which, as you guys can see, that I'm just showing you guys that this is the police department, the police station base here at Meager Valley, and we're gonna ramp this up a little bit more, guys. We're gonna actually gonna go a lot faster on the next couple episodes. My goal is to try to beat this particular playthrough before the DLC goes. I mean, not the DLC, the update happens. So that is the goal. Hopefully, I can stay on track and make that happen for you guys. Since you guys want me to finish this playthrough. I want to thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for the shares, the likes, and all that great stuff. You guys have a great day or night. Light, love, and peace. Congrexes checking out.